Good morning. I think we have 42 seconds left. Kevin's timing us. How about that snow yesterday? Woof.
Mexico, here I come.
No, say it's not so. All right. Let's everybody go ahead. Let's stand and let's do our welcome song. Hit it, Rich, Russ. Oops.
One of those are words.
Yeah, Russ.
Silver and Orville had a dream. Nothing is impossible. Imagine if a man took wing. Nothing is impossible. People laugh, it can't be done. Man's not meant to find. Their little dream changed everything. They dared to touch the sky. There's a place inside of you where nothing is impossible. Oh, the great things you will do, 'cause nothing is impossible. Put it together. You were born into this world with everything you need. Hold on to your heart, the magic starts the moment you believe. When you go back, still go.
That was wonderful. And let's welcome back.
Good morning, everybody here and everybody there, either watching streaming right now, even as I speak, or watching it later. Welcome to all of you. Good to see you. Wasn't sure how many people would be here today after the Schnee, as we say. I can't remember if that's German or Spanish. I think that's German. Okay, let's be about our business here. And if you will join me in these prayers, our statement of faith. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. And our affirmation for our center. Thank you, God, that we have come to this place to release the past, celebrate the present, and embrace the future in love, peace, harmony, and prosperity. And our congregational affirmation. We at the Unity Center are a loving, diverse, inclusive spiritual community who come together to demonstrate and live the teachings of Jesus Christ by listening, learning, and empowering ourselves and others. Thank you. And now we do our usual prayer requests. So if anyone here would like to share prayers, that would be great. If you'd rather hold them in your heart, Linda is our prayer chaplain today, and she will be over to the side after service, so you can always go and pray with her as well. But I invite you to share prayer requests now. Joanne. Denise. Rod and Terry. Okay. Joanne, did you have another one, Joanne? No. Oh, okay. Linda. Your brother or brotherly? Brotherly. Okay. All right. Diane. Healing for Kathy and Julene. Kendall. Banking. Okay. Healing for Rhoda and for the banking systems around the world. Yes. Okay. All right. So for Norma for healing in her transition and for Alan as he helps her. Yeah, right. And transition home, right. Sue. Throughout the land, probably, huh? Yes, Gloria. Okay. Paula for successful surgery. Anyone else? All right. We always have lots to pray for, and I'm sure there's lots more than this, but this is what we pray for out loud today. For healing for Ken and Rod and Terry, for Linda's brother Lee, for Kathy and Julene, for Rhoda, for Norma in her transition home and Alan, for adjustments there, for Paula, for successful surgery. And then we look greater into our world and we look at the banking systems and whatever we need there to have a more just world. And as we near our elections, for wisdom for all of us throughout our country, that we may have wisdom for these elections. We know that we have all the wisdom we need within us. We have the divine within us guiding us. We have healing already within us. We have wholeness already within us. For all of this, we trust and we are thankful and we say, and so it is. And now we'll have our daily word.
The daily word today is joy. I draw from my wellspring of joy. There are so many ways to express joy. I may speak words of praise that bring the awareness of even more blessings to mind. I may take joyful action, my every step aglow with the light of God, enlivening all I do. I celebrate the playful joy of every child, especially the child within me. I experience the same happiness, whether I am in the heart of a busy city or in the stillness of nature. And then there's the quiet joy of just being, the richest joy of all. I rediscover my joy by taking slow, deep breaths, tapping into my wellspring of well-being that never runs out. I feel its energetic flow spilling over into my heart and life. What joy to be a spiritual being, a precious child of God. And from Luke chapter 2, verse 10, but the angel said to them, do not be afraid, for see, I am bringing you the good news of great joy for all the people.
Thank you, Gloria. And now our own Kevin will provide some music for us.
All right. Thanks for coming today. So this is a song I wrote after I read the last chapter on our Life Journey Group meeting, which was a couple weeks ago. It was called God's Will. Why do we insist having things our way when God's way is so much better? How long till we change our ways? Month, a year, forever? If we want God's will in all our life, we need to open up and follow. Let God's will be done in you, else your words ring hollow. We have to listen. It's in all ways. We have to listen. God speaks in many ways. Sigh of a breeze in the beauty of woods, the message of a dream, love true and good in the words of a poem, song's melody in the quiet time each morning, shade of a tree, in the gaze of a loved one, in the face of a child, kindness of strangers, in a friend's loving smile. If we want God's will in all our life, we need to open up and follow. Let God's will be done in you, or else your words ring hollow. Keys to understanding what God truly wants to see are the keys to how He guides us to our best reality. Look for winning situations for everyone on every side. Look for green lights, doors that open wide. Look for what is right, not for what you like. Look for answers that bring peace and light. Look for what is right, not for what you'd like. Look for the answers that bring peace and light. Thank you.
Such a gifted man, huh? Thank you, Kevin. That was great. I think I'm going to have to read that book now. Sandy, I think it's your turn now. Sandy Krause is our speaker today on spiritual and scientific.
Good morning, folks. First, I'm going to warn you, I've always been a bit of a science geek. Love it. I'm even wearing my special DNA earrings today. But you're probably thinking, how the heck do you do a message in a church about science? Well, because it kind of all goes together if we stop and think about it. As Reverend Patty said last week, God's creative energy is in us all, and we are the vehicles for that creative energy. And that creative energy represents and shows up from all sorts of different ways. We start every sermon, every Sunday, talking about nothing being impossible. We sing about following that spark of wisdom, spark of inspiration, which led to air flight. That's a combination of faith and science. That's hearing that God whisper that we just sang about and pursuing it. Now, can science be used for good or evil? It can be used for both. And some of the best scientists in the world who have done great good have had their work twisted by someone, but then they've pursued it for the sake of good. And that is where we need to put together the two with science and faith. When I was looking into this topic, and I pulled up some Unity information, one of the words of the day from a few years ago: through spirit, my mind is scientific in all of its deliberations. Now, when we say scientific deliberation, scientific thinking is defined as a type of knowledge seeking and involving intentional information, including asking questions, testing hypotheses, making observations, recognizing patterns, and making inferences. How does God create? Through nature, through us, through the processes that God put in place. As I was thinking about this topic, life group came to mind. And we've got a lot of life groupers here today again. In life group, we examine, we study, we dissect, we discuss. Patterns emerge. Lots of inferences are found. All of us leave with a bit of knowledge and more questions. Sometimes in life group, we'll have that aha moment. Other times we'll have some new concept that we're going to wrestle with. Life group is like a soul science lab. We're in there and we're studying. We're examining, we're researching, we're figuring things out, and we're asking questions. I'm honored to be a fellow soul scientist with all of you in life group. Another from Unity: the mind of the spirit must become active in those who would grasp the orderly science of being. The science of being. For we are beings. We are God beings. Science and faith go hand in hand because science provides focus, and focus helps us solve questions, discover truths, and conceive inventions. Faith provides the perspective, the moral ground, the ethical ground that helps us see how our creations and discoveries will go on to impact society. Many of the scientists in our world believe God is the scientific process. The pieces of evidence discovered in our natural and physical world cannot be correctly interpreted outside of the framework of a higher power and faith. Faith. What is God's role in science? I always think of the story of the helicopter and the lifeboat, and I suspect most of you know this story. A boat capsizes in the ocean. A man is floating, holding onto debris. He's hanging on for his life in that cold water. A lifeboat comes by. But he's been praying to God for help. So he waves the lifeboat away because he's waiting for God. Then a little while later, a helicopter comes over and he waves it away because he's waiting for God to save him. Well, eventually he succumbs, he drowns, and over on the other side, he meets God and he says, "Why didn't you save me?" And God looks at him and says, "Who do you think sent the boat and the helicopter? Why didn't you take my help?" I look at science as the boat and the helicopter. We've talked about free will in many a lesson. Us humans, all of us, have gotten ourselves into a slew of problems in this world. That spark of imagination, that light of creativity, that insight into new perspectives that science brings, that brings our solutions. And those sparks are God's boat. That's our helicopter. God gives us the gift of scientific discovery. Science is the lifeboat and the helicopter. As God's representatives, we are supposed to help each other in every way we can. Some of us are researchers, some are practitioners, some are teachers. I was the communications director for the March of Dimes. I was an educator. My role was in teaching people the science part that could help them. What is your gift in this helper cycle? What role do you play in that helper that's needed in our world? Proverbs chapter 2:6. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Researchers often say they had inspiration that seemed to come from outside of themselves. That's the God whisper guiding them. The scientists are God's hands on earth, providing help to us with the spark of inspiration guiding them. Our world has seen great strides because of that spark. Now, here you're going to see a little bit of my long history of being a science geek. Think of polio, something that is historical for most of us. It was killing people in ancient times. Polio was around long before the period when it became big parts of our historical context. In the 1940s and 50s, it would paralyze and kill over 500,000 people. Each year, 500,000 people. It changed our society at the most basic level. We couldn't socialize in groups for fear of being exposed. Doesn't that sound familiar? The collective response to those epidemics would give rise to extraordinary public mobilization. It was a development of new methods to prevent and treat polio, revolutionizing medical research and philanthropy. A very bad thing got us humans worldwide to work together and do some good things. That seems to be a human pattern. Something really bad gets us to work together to overcome something. Today, 2 vaccines are used throughout the world to combat polio. The first was developed by Dr. Jonas Salk. The Salk vaccine consists of an injected dose of killed polio virus. That in itself was a new and radical concept back then. In 1954, the vaccine was tested for the ability to prevent polio. In 1955, it was chosen for use throughout the United States. In 1957, following mass immunizations, the annual number of polio cases went from 58,000 cases in the United States to 5,600 cases. The last cases of polio caused by endemic transmission in the United States was in 1979 in the Amish community. The Salk vaccine is based on 3 wild virulent strains, which are then killed. The vaccine confers immunity in the bloodstream, which prevents polio infection. There's a lot of layers of science here, a lot of layers of learning that had to happen for any of this to work, to make any difference in the lives of all these people that had been affected throughout the years. Polio is still alive in the environment, even today. It's a threat in Afghanistan and Sudan, and there was recently a case in New York State. It's out there, but science is trying to be a shield. Dr. Jonas Salk was hailed as a miracle worker. He chose not to patent the vaccine or gain any profit from its creation. He wanted global distribution. Now think about this for a second. And this is why I think this man is a rock star. He could have made millions from this vaccine back in 1955. And he chose not to, because what mattered to him was he was driven by purpose. He wanted polio stopped, not just in the United States, globally. He wanted it stopped. He put aside his own personal selfish gain for the good of all. There's some faith in that man. Dr. Salk founded the Biological Studies in California. The Institute is a leader in scientific research even today. In his last years as a scientist, he was searching for a vaccine against HIV. Keep in mind, this is back in the 60s, early 70s. That was back when HIV was called the gay disease, back when the medical community turned its back on cures and treatments for HIV. And yet Dr. Jonas Salk was putting his life's work into trying to find a vaccine for it back then. Dr. Salk, again, used his gift of knowledge, used his God-inspired inspiration to help his fellow human beings, including those human beings that society was turning their back on at that point in time. That's why I think that man is a rock star. Dr. Salk became what is called a biophilosopher. A biophilosopher. Now, we break down that word. Someone who draws upon the scriptures of nature, recognizing that we are a product of the process of evolution and understands that we have become the process itself through the emergence and evolution of our consciousness. Our awareness, our capacity to imagine and anticipate the future, and to choose from among alternatives. The emergence and evolution of our consciousness. Now, if that doesn't put science and faith together right there, that's pretty clear cut, isn't it? I feel such a sense of awe over the daily discoveries in our world. New species are found on our earth all the time. Thus, the Bigfoot discussion in my household. Is Bigfoot real? I don't know. But I need a yes or no. But I don't know. We're finding new species all the time on Earth. It's quite possible this thing's walking around and we just haven't caught one in a cage or captured one yet. I don't know. So many things are being discovered, things we never would have imagined before. Stars being born. Microscopes are able to see the space between the elements that make up everything. It's mind-blowing how far we've come and how far there is yet to go. The natural world is teeming with inspiration for human advancement. Evolution has made fascinating animals and plants, making them equipped for the environment and their surroundings. Scientists study these perfected designs and improve human lives. God created the natural world, and we are part of that natural world that God created. The ability to think, question, explore, research, imagine are all God-given gifts. This year, science fashioned a gel from snake venom that can help uncontrolled bleeding. That's life-saving for someone who has a bleeding disorder. A team of engineers built an engineless Mars glider inspired by the albatross. Cat lovers. Did you know that catnip that your cat loves, mosquitoes hate? Scientists have found the 5 components of catnip that repel the bitey bugs. Remember the years when we discovered that DEET had some pretty nasty consequences to it? These findings could protect humans from the tiny species that spreads viruses such as dengue and malaria. As small as mosquitoes are, statistically, they're the #1 most deadly creature on Earth. Molecular biologist and amateur beekeeper Frederica Bertoncini was tending to her beehives when she made an unexpected discovery. Waxworm caterpillars, which she had put into a plastic bag, were eating through the material. Upon closer examination, she found that the larvae weren't just chewing holes, but their saliva was actually breaking down the bag's polyethylene. Now, that's not just a God whisper. That is God holding up a great big huge sign in front of the most appropriate person to see that message, saying, hey, you got plastic waste all over the world and you're choking things out. Here's a potential solution. That's a God yell. That's not even a whisper. That's a God yell. Plastic was designed to be durable, but we all know what a problem it's become. Microplastics are even found in human blood now. This is a serious issue. These problems that humans have created that harm God's nature, did God give us the very fix in nature? Are those answers there? And we just need the right microbiologist to stumble on the answer? Is that answer there? Answers we need to seek to find? Asking the right questions? We need to listen for that spark. That's our boat. That's our helicopter. It's there. Am I a scientist? No. Am I intrigued by it? You bet. But there's the scientists in our world who get those sparks and that inspiration. And that next spark might be the answer. Have you seen that photo of a nebula in space? That gorgeous, beautiful photo? Every time I see that photo, I have it on my phone, I can show you after. Every time I see that photo, the first thought I have is that is the face of God. It is amazing. It is something that we never saw clearly until we had the technology we do now. Now that is God. May the seekers, may the scientists have the wisdom to hear that faith, to follow that spark and use God's guidance to find the answers that we all need. And I know some of us, we need some good answers. May we find that spark.
Okay, let's take a moment and just take a few deep breaths. We want to really just relax, still our minds. You know, science has shown us that breathing in slowly for 4 seconds and out slowly for 4 seconds. And repeating, our mind and our body down. So as we enter this short meditation, let's just try to slow our breathing that far. And it can help to move our whole body and our mind to a different level. Let's just focus on gratitude this morning. Gratitude that God has helped us unlock so many scientific mysteries. So many helpful ideas and inventions. God has given us the insight and the faith to share these with the world in ways that can better all of humanity. We'll just sit in gratitude for those gifts. Let's send out energy and light into the world. Energy and light that we're thankful to be alive. We bless all living beings. We see the scientific creations that allow Mother Nature to thrive, flourish, that allow civilizations to thrive and flourish and coexist with each other and with our world, our natural world. See the planet cleaned and healthy and thriving. We see peace reigning in our hearts, in our streets, in our countries. We just thank Spirit for allowing us to be alive in this world at this time and this day. Amen. All right. It's time for bed.
Thank you, Kevin. And thank you, Sandy, for your words of wisdom. Our offering prayer now, if you would please join me. There is no lack or limitation. Freely I give and freely I receive from God's abundance. I am blessed as I give, and unity is blessed in receiving. And Kevin will provide some music now. Susan will pass the basket.
All right. This song is actually paraphrasing a meditation by Meister Eckhart. Meister Eckhart was a Catholic parish priest back in the late 1500s who was a true mystic. And the concepts that he expressed were so far ahead of his time that it's just truly amazing. Connect to our soul, we connect our true self, the presence within. We must gather within what we've scattered all about, find where our treasure lies hid. Scholars can chase the truths of this world in numbers and percent in nature. Greater still, the mystery within, that spirit is gifted every creature. Connect to our soul, we connect our true selves, we connect to the presence within. We must gather within what we've scattered all about, to find where our treasure lies hid. The road to find truth and the road to find God is not bound by prayer and devotion, whether praying in a church or working in the world. God's plan is always in motion. Connect to our soul, we connect our true selves, we connect to the presence within. We must gather within what we scattered all about, find where our treasure lies hid. All things are nothing but God. Appearances, they mask this truth. Learn to see God in all that you do. Living with love is the proof. Learn to see God in all that you do. Living with love is the proof. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Meister Eckhart, one of his favorite phrases of mine was, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, it is enough. So that just blended right in with our meditation. And we say thank you now for these gifts. Ask all of you to put your hand out and let us bless these gifts that were so generously given to our center to help us continue to do the work we do. We are a light. We are a beacon in our world, and we will continue to be. Thank you. Amen. Okay, announcements. There they are. You thought you were going to get out of it this morning, didn't you? Ha. Okay, Reverend Joanne Bauman will be with us next week. It'll be April already. And our new power will be our new power is power. Yeah, it's the 12 powers, right? Yeah, okay. Being a little redundant, but that's all right. A Return to Love, a new book in the, well, I don't know if it's new because I was gone for 2 weeks. But at any rate, Thursday morning's book study continues, a Marianne Williamson book. Please join 9:30 Thursday mornings here or virtually. Silent Unity Prayer follows that at 11 o'clock on Thursday mornings, where we join unity churches around the world in prayer. That's very powerful if you think about it. We have our discussion groups, Course in Miracles, today after service, 11:45, give or take a little, led by Joanne. Life Journey Group, Reading the Quest still, and I guess that's really a good book. So Monday, second and fourth Mondays. I think this might be the fourth Monday. Is it? Yep. Okay. Tomorrow night. Be here. Aloha. Our website, visit it anytime. Lots of good things on there. So check that out. And volunteers, last but certainly not least, volunteers needed. Look at me up here with these sticks, huh? Somebody else could be doing this, right? It's pretty simple. You just get up here and you read what's there or what's here. It's easy. So see Diane after service and let her know that you want to help out. Okay. Oh, how to be happy. That's good. We have Domo Geshe Rinpoche event that I'm not sure. Is that going to be here at our center, Kevin? No, it's via Zoom and we're just announcing it. So April 14th, 15th, 16th, check it out on our website. Okay. Okay. Fireplace doors. You'll see the poster. You could probably read it a little better than what we have here. Okay. This is really important, people. Annual membership meeting. It's coming up the end of the month, end of April, 30th. Be here. Aloha again. Noon to 1, it's potluck Sunday too, I think, right? Yeah. Okay. We'll have an election for a couple of new board members. We have bylaws to revise, and soon you'll be getting more information on that so that you can look through the bylaws before we vote on them at our annual meeting. You must be a member to vote. We'll update our membership roles. If you aren't a member and want to be, we will, it's a simple process. Call us or seek one of the board members, myself, Kevin, Linda. No, take it back. Kendall, Sandy, and Russ. There, I think that's it. Oh, Diane, how could I forget you? Oh, yeah. Oh boy. Thank God she's in charge, so she can't say no. Okay, annual bake sale and potluck, April 30th. Also, we are really busy that day, people. So show up, okay? Picture contest. Oh, that's right. Susan's doing something. Susan Larkin. Bring a picture of yourself as a wee one and put it in the envelope. I believe there's an envelope or a box by the bulletin board. And eventually Susan's going to put them up on the bulletin board, I think. And then we're going to try and figure out who is whom or who is who. I don't know. Okay. I think that was it. Potluck and games. Oh, that's today. Oh, it's potluck Sunday. Wow. I guess I'm not back yet from vacation. Oy vey. So bring a friend, bring a dish to share. It's a little late for that now. Sue, what'd you make? So afterwards, join us for a little potluck and games. And maybe last. Yeah, you could have. Then I wouldn't have had to read them all because I'm getting dry again here. Let's stand and sing our closing song. Yeah, let's circle about, circle away. Wednesday. So, but needless to say, I guess we're not quite back. I forgot all about potluck Sunday and therefore made nothing. Yeah, right. I sure could have. I was just home all day yesterday, Sandy. Yeah. Oh, it's great. So will you put that in the prayer box, please? We went to Cabo San Lucas for 2 weeks. A friend has a timeshare down there, so we spent, it was heaven, you know, the weather was beautiful every single day. No, we did a little bit. Oh, oh, thank you. Oh. I mean. I don't know how to show you up though.